had recently lost a major account at work, a client he described as a pain who wanted status reports on his own money, and he was subconsciously retreating into a defensive crouch. To acknowledge Audrey's rising star felt like admitting his own was dimming. To fix it, he did what any red-blooded American male would do. He used a bribe. Floor seats, Jeff announced later that week, waving to tickets like a flag of surrender. Knicks, courtside. Spike Lee might get sweat on us. It's the ultimate makeup gift. Audrey sighed. Jeff, I wanted a Broadway show. Something where people sing for no godly reason. This is better, Jeff insisted. It's a different game up close. You'll come away with a whole new appreciation for me. But as the night of the game approached, a new obstacle appeared, the wardrobe crisis. Chapter 12, The Bloat of Despair. I'm fat, Audrey announced, standing in front of the bedroom mirror. Jeff was already at the door, wearing his lucky jersey that probably hadn't been washed since the Clinton administration. You're not fat. You modeled that outfit for me yesterday, and you looked great. Well, yesterday it fit. Today, I'm all bloaty. The seams are practically screaming for mercy. Are you calling me a liar? Jeff closed his eyes, counting to 10. This is a new twist on an old game. If I agree you're fat, I'm a dead man. New in Kangming and LAKDSI. Wear what you have on. Let's go. I feel pathetic, she whispered. Jeff walked over, his rough exterior cracking just enough to show the man who had loved her for over a decade. Listen, Spike Lee is going to be there wearing a giant orange hat. Nobody is looking at your seams. You look like a stone fox. Now let's go before the celebrity sweat on Dasha's window closes. They went, and for a few hours, under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden, the promotion, the lost account, and the bloaty feelings disappeared into the roar of the crowd. Chapter 13, The Legacy of Snuffles. While Jeff and Audrey were navigating the complexities of courtside diplomacy, Russell Dunbar was facing a ghost from his past. Russell Dunbar. He turned at the coffee shop to see a woman who looked like the quintessential Upper East Side grandmother. Yes, Constance Williams. I lived in the building you grew up in. You used to take care of my cat, Snuffles. Russell froze. A memory, long buried under layers of cologne and expensive suits, clawed its way to the surface. Constance, Mrs. Robinson. Oh, you remember that afternoon, too. She chuckled. My 18th birthday present to you. You were so cute and so nervous, and it was over so fast. Russell's ego, usually a towering skyscraper, suddenly felt like a condemned building. Jeff and Adam were sitting nearby, their ears perking up like bloodhounds. Over so fast, Jeff repeated, a grin spreading across his face. The mustache hadn't fully come in yet. Constance continued, oblivious to Russell's internal screaming. Snuffles was in the room, staring and judging. I don't think it lasted long enough to even have a middle. She left with a senior discount on her coffee, leaving Russell in a puddle of his own shattered legend. "Son of a bitch," Russell whispered. "I have some woman floating around Manhattan telling pharmacists and Meals on Wheels guys that I'm bad in bed. 100% customer satisfaction." Jeff mocked. "You really closed the book on that one." Russell spent the next 48 hours in a spiral of insecurity. He had always branded himself as the ultimate hunter, the man of the golden gun. To be remembered as the nervous kid who finished before the cat could blink was unacceptable. He needed a rematch. He needed to set the record straight. He tracked her down for a dinner date of butterscotch candy repayment. He called it. But as he sat across from her, listening to her talk about the fine line between soup and stew, he realized something. The chase wasn't about her. It was about the image of himself. "Let's cut the crap," Russell said, leaning in. "Check, please." He took her back to his place, determined to show her what 20 years of practice had done. The next morning, he walked into the diner with the swagger of a man who had just conquered a small nation. "I now have 100% customer satisfaction," he declared. "The pupil has become the teacher." "Did Snuffles watch?" Jeff asked. "Snuffles is dead, Jeff, but her legacy is finally at peace." Chapter 14, The Science of Swimming. While Russell was defending his bedroom honor, Jeff and Audrey were facing a much more sterile battleground, a fertility clinic. It could be your swimmers, Audrey had suggested, or it could be my pool. Jeff hated the doctor's office. He hated the smell of antiseptic and the way the chairs were designed to be as uncomfortable as possible. But mostly, he hated the private room. "I'm romancing myself. Audrey," he shouted through the door. "Why did you knock?" "I was just teeing off and I shanked it." "Jeff, you've been in there for 20 minutes. The doctor is waiting." The results were a cold bucket of water. Jeff checked out fine. Audrey checked out fine. But the swimmers were, as the doctor put it, a little slow. "They're just lazy," Jeff defended them later at the bar. "They're like me on a Sunday morning. They need a little motivation." "The doctor gave us a list, Jeff," Audrey said, her voice soft. "No hot tubs, loose underwear, and this herbal powder you mix with water." "Scotch has water in it," Jeff muttered. It was a sobering moment for a man who prided himself on his manliness. To have his own biology let him down felt like a betrayal. He looked at Audrey, who was already Googling the best times of the month and the temperature of his nether regions. "You'd be a great mom," he said, surprising himself. "You'd be a great dad," she replied. "For a boy, or a boy and a girl. Let's see what nature does," Jeff said, pulling her close. "If we have to wear loose underwear and drink dirt water, we'll do it. Just don't expect me to be happy about the hot tub ban." Chapter 15, The Unspoken Contract. The architecture was shifting. Adam and Jennifer were moving beyond the syrup and sunshine phase and into the mortgage and minivans phase. Jeff and Audrey were moving from comfortable stagnation to hopeful uncertainty. And Russell was still Russell, though perhaps a little more aware of the eyes of the cats in the room. As the city lights twinkled outside their windows, each of them understood the unspoken contractive